Okay. All right, Andrea Rossi, thank you for joining me today for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
The last time we did an interview was October of 2023, which was shortly after you had decided that it was necessary to postpone the planned demonstration.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what has been your focus since that time?
We have been focused on resolve the problems that emerged in the incident that we had. And that has been a long work. We have to make many modifications. And that has been the only focus. And I am optimistic about the fact that in the first quarter of this year we will restart, probably within March. We will restart the full streaming, and then as soon as possible we will make the demos that we had thought about, which are the solar application and the EV application.
So from the amount of time and the amount of work you've had to put in, it sounds like you've had to do almost like a major redesign of the ECAT. Is that correct?
I would not see a major, but I would see, yes, it is not a light thing. It was not a light thing because it opened a world of connected problems. So we had to make many prototypes, and we had to make a lot of tests, and the team has been underponed to a sort of a stress test in this period, in these last 3-4 months.
Okay, so are you still redesigning it, or is it now a matter of just testing?
No, the redesign now is matter of testing. Now
Okay.
we are testing it. Now the prototypes are working, and they are okay. But we wanted to take our time to reach the so-called Sigma 5.
Right.
Okay.
So you mentioned sounds like multiple prototypes.
Yes.
Are these all the same size, or are they different sizes?
No, they are the different sizes and in different applications.
And so far, how have the prototypes been operating?
So far, the tests are satisfying. In particular, this morning we made a wonderful. Yesterday, we made a wonderful experiment. Today, we repeated the same, just to be sure that there were not errors yesterday. But presently, today has been a very good day.
Okay, what do you mean by wonderful? You mean what was so satisfying about it?
That we reached a very good performance, and we made a destructive test that has been very, very, which has been magnificently overcome.
What do you mean by a destructive test?
A test where we went beyond the limits of the limits imposed to the cat. We tried to destroy it, and we have not been to do so because it resisted very well.
Okay, okay. I could see why you would call that wonderful. Yeah. Um, so can you give us like a range of the prototypes you've made? Like, what are the power outputs of these different prototypes? Could you give us a range?
Our prototypes now are between 10 watts and 3 kilowatts.
Okay, so 10 watt, the smallest.
And 3
Three.
kilowatts is the bigger of power, yes.
Okay, okay. It's a big range. And about how many different units are you working with at the moment?
5.
Okay. Now you've mentioned that uh, demonstrations are still planned for.
Yes.
Now, are we talking about um, the EV demonstration that you had
Oh,
previously? Is that going to be the first one that we see, or are you planning multiple demonstrations, or just one big day?
well, let's start with one.
Okay,
Eventually, we will make what will be necessary, but public, probably we will make one. Then we will have to make demos for the major clients,
okay. I
specific
think
demos for agreements that we have in course.
okay. One of the things I hear about from people quite often when they talk about the ECAD is they would love to be able to hear from third-party demonstrators, people who are not associated with you. Is that something that we can expect?
You know, that will be made when we will start the deliveries. Um, we will. I am not able to answer this question now, but that is not a priority for us. The
Okay,
priority for us is to have to have a product to deliver. And by the way, we are making the certifications also, because
okay,
the certification that we put, and the certification is also a third party, that is the third party that is useful to us.
right.
For concerns the clients, what is important for them is not a demo, but is a product.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about the requirements for your certification? How does that work? What do you have to do to get certified? Recertified, I should say.
We are, they must test prototypes concerning all the categories of certification that are indicated in the data sheet of our website, because for every category of product there are specific certifications that have to be done. And as you know, we have in the data sheet of our website, icat.com to make it short, and in the data sheet are also listed all the certifications that we have to do for our product.
How long of a process is that?
It takes, but it is on course since a couple of months. It will finish as soon as we will have the product ready to go.
Okay, so there is a organization that is doing long-term testing of your prototypes then.
The certifications request long tests.
Okay, okay. Is it like months then? You've got to have the
No,
machines.
but no, months.
Okay. Um, how about how is your plans for commercialization going?
I did not understand the question. Can you be more specific?
Yeah. you mentioned a little earlier that you have potential clients.
Yes.
Are you in this period of time in contact with them, working with them on updating them on your progress?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like, I know it's been a long time since you set the goal for 1 million units of 100 watts.
With these clients, it will be automatically reached.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you about. So, in other words, then, providing all your demonstrations and testings are positive, you feel like you will have the necessary orders to begin
Yes,
production.
correct.
How long would it take from when you decide it's time to start production to when you will reach like a million units? What would be the time frame?
Okay, I think because in this moment I am not able to answer precisely to this question, because there are factors that can change in better, because with the production agreement that we already uh, have, and the structures that we already have, we will have the potential to manufacture 500,000 pieces per year. But the situations could change. So I am not, but what I can say is that the clients that made the pre-orders are not 1 million, are because the pre-orders we received are millions, but the real pre-orders, the ones that are credible, that after our due diligence we are sure that will be confirmed when we will ask for the payment of the merchandise, of the units ordered, are far to be 1 million. Far from to be 1 million.
Right.
Uh, and so to evade, to deliver all the units of consolidated pre-orders can be delivered within 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with the beginning, the investments will increase, so the building potential can raise. So to answer your question with the precision in this moment is not possible.
Okay. Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about with the modifications that you have had to make, how has that affected the size of the ECAT, the volume or the
No,
weight?
no, there have not been relevant modifications, with exception with the application for the electric vehicle, because for safety reasons there will have to increase a bit the dimensions, but nothing particularly important.
Okay. So do you think you're going to be making then different types of ECAT?
The ECAT is always the same. What is different are the attachments to it.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is that to power an electric vehicle will require an additional attachment.
A
So
more sophisticated, yes, a more sophisticated attachment, yes.
so the base,
You know, seen what happens in electric vehicle in this period. You have seen that Tesla has just to retire a lot of cars, and all these troubles come from the batteries, from the management of the batteries, and they get has to guarantee a proper connection with the batteries that with electric cars is very difficult. It's very sophisticated and is different for every model of car. So it, it is not easy. In time, maybe the car makers will decide to make what they did in the engine car, in the with hydrocarbons. No, you know that today the engines are all equal. Change their volumes of cylinders, but most of pieces are in common. And but now it is not so for the electric cars, because every manufacturer wants a specific BMS, and on purpose they do this to bind the client to buy only their batteries because only their own batteries contain the proper BMS, the battery management system, and this makes for us things very difficult, because now we are preparing a control system for a specific model, but it would not be fit for a car of another manufacturer, for example.
Right. Are you working with a specific manufacturer at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. The base model of the ECAT is basically just a device that produces DC electricity, correct?
Correct.
Can I charge a battery with an ECAT?
Yes.
Any kind of battery? Like if I have
I am not an expert of batteries, but every common battery.
So I could charge my phone with an ECAT.
Yes.
I could charge my laptop with an ECAT.
Yes.
From everything I've learned and from your website, you state that the ECAT the ECAT NGU operates in self-sustained mode.
Yes.
Okay, so in your previous early versions of the SCLEP, you had a small power supply attached to it, which was attached to the grid.
Yes.
Okay, is it necessary to have SSM, or would it be easier to have an ECAT that was attached to some kind of power supply?
Both are possible.
Okay. But the NGU is still SSM, just like the SCLEP was.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So when you're talking about one of the prototypes is a 3 kilowatt ECAT.
Yes.
It's producing 3 kilowatts without any connection to any outside source.
Yes.
How big is this?
I will communicate the dimensions when I can. It is useless that I give you the dimensions of the prototype.
Oh.
Because they can change. So I will not polemics like you said so now. This, so When we will have a product, we will obviously publish weight and dimensions.
As you develop the ECAT, even in this period with the prototypes, are you still improving it in terms of power density?
No.
Okay, so basically you've reached the power density that you think is necessary.
Yes.
How about your team these days? Can you tell us a little bit about the types of people you have working with you and the number of people you have working with you?
Our team is composed by 18 persons. The kind go from professors to blue collars, and they're all very much selected and trusted people, and they work a lot because, you know, I can call when it is not an exception for us to be called at 2, 3 a.m. because there is something to discuss about. And so we do not have time. We are working very hard, and every of us. And
how many different locations are your team members in?
In the United States and in Europe.
So it's a distributed team then?
Yes. We're connected.
Does that make things difficult? Would it be more helpful if you were all in one big building together?
I don't think so. I don't think so because with WhatsApp, Skype, sometimes we have to meet, and we in that case sometimes we have to meet all together with some tests like for example also certification tests, etc. And we, in that case, we have to make in-person meetings, but we work as well through the internet.
So it sounds like then it's almost like a 24-hour work cycle because of the different...
Because of the different views, of course.
Yeah. And
the only one that is open to along all the fuses, spectrums is me.
You're 24 hours on call. Okay. Do you?
I receive calls anytime.
Okay. Do you? How is your health these days?
Very well.
Very good.
Thanks God.
Absolutely.
The cart bears the weight.
Okay. Well, Andrea Rossi, we appreciate the time you've taken to have this interview today.
I appreciate very much your time also that you dedicated to this information.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.